I remember I was staring in the mirror. It was in a hotel room and I was looking at myself. I was so happy. I was so pleased. I finally had like abs. I finally looked absolutely shredded. I had ab veins and all. At this moment, I had such fulfillment, such happiness. I found the diet that worked for me. I found the diet that worked and I could stick to. And once I found this, yeah, I was so glad. I had my physique I always wanted. I looked how I always wanted to look. I was making progress in the gym all the time. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can do that too. The diet that actually worked. For one, that actually got me in a good shape. So I'm sitting in my kitchen. It's 7, 8 o'clock at night and I'm feeling so down. I'm feeling so awful. At this time, I'm about 95 kg and I've just cheated on my diet again. I haven't cheated with just one chocolate bar or one bowl of cereal. Instead of 8 and 8 and 8, I've ate as much as I physically could. And I'm sitting there and I'm just really contemplating life. Like, I'm really just feeling down. I'm really just wondering, why can't I stick to a diet? Why do I keep craving junk food? Why do I love it so much? Why can't I just stick away from it? As I knew it was ruining my physique, every time I'd eat this bad food, the progress, the gym progress I made that day got ruined, and I just felt awful about it. As I was really trying to lose the weight, I was really trying to lose the fat off my body. So I was going gym, I was running, I was training hard, I was committed, like I was trying as hard as I could. For one thing I couldn't do is I couldn't stick to a diet. I couldn't restrict my calories. I couldn't just have a calorie deficit and stop eating. Instead, I just carried on eating and carried on eating. I couldn't stop when my fitness pal app told me that's enough calories for today. So I just kept on going and going. It was awful. It felt so down. And I remember I cheated on my diet and whatnot. And I finally, after I've stuffed my face and I feel sick and I don't even enjoy the food, I just feel awful. I come upstairs to my room and I'm looking in that mirror there and I feel so bloated. I feel like I look in the mirror. I just remember the feeling of just seeing my stomach stick out and just feeling so shameful again, so guilty, so just down in the dumps. I just looked at me and I was like, I'm never going to get out. I'm never going to get into good shape. I'm never going to be able to do this, as I can't stop eating my bad food. And I can't stick away from it, as my stomach's feeling awful at this point. It's like, it feels like there's a chemical reaction going on in my stomach as I'm just standing there. I can feel like the liquids moving about and it doesn't feel nice. So I just lay in bed, I grab my phone, I scroll on it, and I just try and mute like the demons, the dark voices in my head. I try just feel okay again, feel all right. But I don't, I just feel shame and guilty. And by the time it's the next day and I've got to wake up, I can't be asked. I can't be asked for that, right? I cheated on my diet. What's the point? What's the point of even trying? I may as well just stay in bed all day. I may as well do nothing. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. I'll just go back on my phone. I'll scroll a bit more. I'll just give up with it all. As I knew the problem I had wasn't my diet. I knew, like, all the diets work. Every diet there is works. But the problem is, it's so hard to stick to. It's so hard to cut out your calories, having 2,000 calories a day when you're usually eating 3,300. That's so hard to stick to. The diet doesn't work because you can't stick to it. And that's what I was finding out. I was like, because I knew I could lose the weight if I stuck to the diet, but I couldn't stick to the diet. And that's what made me feel so bad. That's what made me feel so shameful, so guilty. As every time I cheated, I was messing up myself. I was leaving myself in a bad shape. I was destroying my future self. I was making myself worse. And that's what felt bad. Not that the diet was like wrong. The diet was bad. It was, I couldn't stick to it. I couldn't do it. It felt impossible. And I'm sitting in my bedroom one day. I'm at my desk and I'm looking at my laptop. I see like Eddie Abu and stuff, and they talk about whole foods, healthy foods, single ingredient foods, the foods Cristiano Ronaldo would eat. These foods just come from Mother Nature. They come from this world. They come from like the meats, the eggs, the vegetables, and the fruit. I hear this and I like, okay, I'm gonna eat single ingredient foods. This is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna cut out this processed stuff. I'm gonna cut out the sugar, cut out the junk food. I'm gonna eat single ingredient foods, unprocessed foods. And I remember, I'm hyped, I'm motivated, I'm ready to diet. It's just, I'm gonna get in good shape now. So I go downstairs, I go in my kitchen. I just remember this feeling of opening my cupboard and checking the ingredients of everything. And I'm seeing like these oils. I'm like, they were saying avoid sunflower oils, rapeseed oils, canola oil, like all types of oils. So I'm looking at each food. I'm looking at the ingredients. I'm seeing sunflower oil. I look at a chocolate bar. I'm seeing rapeseed oil. I'm seeing sugar. I'm seeing, like, I look at the ingredients of like a McDonald's burger, and you don't even know what half those words mean. And that was on every food, the crisps, the cookies, the dinner, even the ones I thought were healthy, like granola. There was rapeseed oil, sunflower, there was all of it on there. And it was probably 30 minutes since I decided I'm going to start that diet. And wow, I remember feeling sort of like anxious in my head, feeling so many voices flying around of like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I was panicking. And I just get to a point, it's like, oh, I may as well just cheat on it. And I just start eating granola again. I start going back to the normal thing I was doing. As it felt so overwhelming. It felt so hard. Like, how am I going to never eat this processed stuff again? What do I even eat? But on that day, I found out a valuable lesson. And it's to not set my standards so high. As I always thought, every time I do a diet, like the words I'd say out loud, the words I'd write down is, I'm never going to eat McDonald's again. I'm never going to touch KFC again. I'm never going to eat a pizza again. I just like had this bold, massive claim of, okay, junk food's bad. I'm never going to touch it. But if you think about it in this modern day, like if I'm walking down the street and I'm looking at all the signs, I'm looking at like a bus, it's advertising McDonald's. If I walk into a supermarket, I can smell the dregs, I can smell the bakery. There's temptations everywhere pulling you to these unhealthy foods, to these junk foods. And I started to realise like it is really impossible to never eat unhealthy foods again. You're gonna always get pulled back a little bit. You may go for a whole year without eating unhealthy, but you'll still get pulled back a little bit. You'll see that Oreo sign and you'll think, one Oreo is not so bad. Let me see if it tastes any nicer. When you try it, when you get pulled back, you have another. And I've realised there's not really any avoiding this process. You can never stick to a perfect diet. You can never eat super healthy. It's it's impossible, I want to say. So that was a bit of humble pie. It set my goals, it set my standards, and it brought me back down to reality. As I realised, I don't need to aim for perfection. I don't need to try eat super healthy every day. Instead, I just need to be better than the day before. I just need to eat a little bit healthier than the day before, and progress will come. I will start to make more progress that way. So I had this humble pie, and I started so small. I set the smallest goals I could. And one of them was, let's eat a whole foods healthy breakfast and then not care for the rest of the day. I'll have a Tesco's meal deal, a pizza, a Domino's, I don't care. I'll have that for the rest of the day. But I've always got to have this healthy breakfast. So I'm in my kitchen and I had to learn how to make scrambled eggs. I didn't even know how. So I'm learning how to make scrambled egg. And every day I'm going to it. Scrambled egg every day. I'd have about 4 to 6 eggs. And it's starting to, I'm starting to have it every day. And it's starting to give me a little bit of benefit, I'd say. As I'm feeling better, I'd have my scrambled egg, then I'd go gym. And each gym session feels better than when I had the granola when I went gym. I'm feeling better, and I'm also, some days of a week, I'm getting a bit motivated and I'm having a full clean day. I'm not eating any processed foods. Some days I'm eating pizzas and whatnot. But some days I have a scrambled egg and I'll be like, come on, I can do a whole healthy day today. But my goal was always just to have a healthy breakfast. And as the weeks go by, it's like a habit, it's normal, it's like brushing your teeth. That's what it's like to just eat eggs for breakfast every day. I don't even think about eating the granola anymore. I don't think about the Pop-Tarts. Instead, I'm just having my healthy eggs for breakfast. And that's all I can think about. That's all I think of having. I don't get the pull from anything else. So I think, okay, let's set a new goal. This is now my standard. Now my standard is I'm eating eggs every day for breakfast. Next goal, let's change the lunch up. Let's meal prep every Sunday and have chicken and rice for lunch. And this one was harder because I now had to put effort into making it even more, as I had to make it each week. But over the weeks, and this took a bit longer to do, chicken and rice every day for lunch. I wasn't thinking about the Tesco's meal deal with a wrap for I used to get these protein yogurt drinks for lunch. Nah, I was just having my chicken and rice, put a bit of salt in it, and I was loving it. Every day I would just eat that. Until it became normal again. And this took a bit longer, this took a bit more time, as I was going to college every day. So I'd have to put the rice in my bag and I'd have to have it all prepared and I have to eat it. So there was more times I relapsed there. But it became a habit again. It was like brushing my teeth. I have eggs for breakfast, scrambled, every day. I don't even think about nothing else, just eggs for breakfast. Then for lunch, yeah, I always have my chicken and rice. Then obviously, after a few more weeks, and at this point, you know, it's been a couple months. I've been trying this diet for a couple months. I go to the next stage and I'm eating dinner as well. Let's have like salmon for dinner, steak for dinner, mince for dinner. I kept changing it up. But let's have a healthy whole food dinner. This again took a bit of effort, as when there's an oven baked pizza, you chuck in the oven for 10 minutes and it's cooked, versus having to chop up all the sweet potatoes, having to like season the chicken. It takes a bit longer, it's a bit more effort. But I decide it takes time, but it becomes a normal, it becomes a habit, like you know now. And my physique changes, as I was at like 95 kg. By having the breakfast and my lunch, I want to say about 85 now, and it's only a couple months down the line. And then I'm having the healthy 3 meals a day. I mean, I'm getting into a really good shape. I'm getting abs, and I'm just getting shredded, and I'm in the best shape I've ever been, and I'm eating healthy. And every change I made, I could visibly see a difference of my physique, and that motivated me. That made me want to eat more healthy. Is when you like can notice you're getting in more shape, you can start to see the ab outline. You want to stick to your diet a bit more because you want to see those abs. So I just kept rolling with it, getting more motivation as I stayed with it. I did the eggs for breakfast and the chicken for lunch and the steak for dinner until I was just eating healthy. But it wasn't like I was eating healthy like every 7 days a week. I messed up. Everyone messes up. You're always going to get pulled back by that temptation. And even now, to this day, where I've been doing it for probably nearly a year, been staying on this, I get pulled back into the temptation. Even for the last 3 weeks, I noticed myself, I'm like going out and eating with my friends so much, where I'm having like wraps, pizzas, like noodles. I'm just having everything. I'm not really caring. I'm letting myself loose a bit too much. And I realised like a decrease in my physique, a decrease in how like well I'm exercising, of how fast I'm running, of how much weight I'm lifting. So then I realised, okay, I've got to get back onto it again. I've got to stop eating out as much. I've got to start having my eggs for breakfast. I'm going to just start rolling back with it. And then it's easier to get back with it. But I always mess up. And there will be more times in my life where I mess up, where I eat bad again. I go on holiday and I just let myself eat whatever I want. And I'm back to square one. But then it's easy to pull yourself back out with it. You know what you have to do. It's just you have to start small. You have to start with the little habits and just build them, do them properly. And then you can go bigger and bigger until you've made it all the way. I hope this video has helped you. Please comment down below any questions you have. Like and subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next video.